Welcome to Oh No, I Have to Change the Recipe, Level 3 Tips. Let's take a look at number 1. Before we do that, remember that it may be helpful to have some fraction pieces handy. The other thing I want you to remember is that you really should be scanning this code only if you've tried the problems and are stuck. And lastly, feel free to fast forward to the problem that you need the help on. All right, number 1. If 10 cookies use 1 1/3 cups of raisins, how many cups of raisins would you use for 30 cookies? So I'm going from 10 cookies to 30 cookies. And I know that 30 is 3 sets of 10. So I'm going to need 3 1 1/3 cups in order to get to my 30 cookies. So in order to work out that problem, I know that I'm going to need 3 wholes and I'm going to need 3 1/3 cups. If I could add that all together, that would give me the amount I need for 30 cookies. Give it a try. Number 2, if a 10-pound cake needs 4 eggs, how many eggs would you need for a 25-pound cake? Okay, so I'm going from 10 to 25. So I need to figure out how many 10s there are in 25. So 10 and 10, a second 10 makes 20, and then I would need 5. So that would make my 25-pound cake. Now, if a 10-pound cake, I'm going to put my label here, these are pounds. If a 10-pound cake needs 4 eggs, another 10-pound cake would need how many eggs? And a 5-pound cake would need how many eggs? If you can figure that out and add up the eggs, I think you'll have your answer. Let's look at number 3. If 1 pound of spaghetti will feed 4 people, how many people will 2.5 pounds feed? Okay, so 1 pound feeds 4 people. I need to know 2.5 pounds. This one reminds me a lot of problem number 2. In 2.5 pounds, I would have 2 1 pounds and a half pound. Because if I add all that together, 1 pound plus 1 pound is 2 pounds plus another half, 2.5 pounds. So if 1 pound feeds 4 people, this pound would also feed how many people? And a half pound would feed how many people? Then you could add up your people and get your answer. Number 4. A loaf of French bread will last 2.5 days for 3 people. How long will the loaf last 1 person? Okay, so 2.5 days for 3 people. How long will it last just 1 person? So I'm going to write out my important information. 2.5 days, 3 people. And I want to know 1 person, how long it would last. So I see that really what I'm doing is I'm taking 1/3 of the people. Because if 2.5 days is 3 people, 1 is 1/3 of 3. So I have to figure out what's 1/3 of 2.5 days. So if I was to divide 2.5 days into thirds, what would I get? I'm going to make note of that.